All right, here is a lamp that quite some time ago was just a blue ginger jar lamp, sort of like a light blue teal kind of color. I paid $5 for it on Facebook Marketplace, and in another video, I did a full finish on it. It came with a nice little shade. It kind of rocks around a little bit on the finial, but it's okay. It has a liner on the inside as well as the outside. It's been sitting in my shop for a little while, so it's getting a little bit dusty. But the plug works, the electricals work, but you can see how old that is. Yeah, I don't like using this plug. I kind of feel like when I put my hands on it that I might slip onto these metal parts, and I don't want to do that. I also don't like that it's kind of bent, and I think it has a potential for, having a bad scene here. So that's your good. Oh, I can do that. Dang it! I always knew I was going to replace the plug, and I did buy another plug, and I'll show you what I have here. It's a very heavy plug, but this lamp does have a pretty good gauge opening. It has plenty of room in there. Yeah, I like that color too. I think it goes well with the lamp. It goes well with the shade. This has the updated plug where it has the wider end and has a nice beefy thing to hold on to with a protective covering on the end so your fingers aren't slipping onto the metal parts. It's going to go right back in my bathroom. Why do I have a lamp in my bathroom? I'll show you afterwards. It's really quite cozy. I have a lamp plugged into the bathroom, and sometimes you don't want that big overhead even on the vanity light. You just want a little cozy light there so that you can see what you're doing. We'll start by unscrewing this finial. It's a great little lamp. Not really sure how this comes off. So that has kind of a nut on the inside, and I'm going to see if I can reach it with a pair of small pliers. There we go. This is it I had to take off. All right. So let's take this apart. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to have to get a new one of these. Okay. So we did wait a couple of days for parts, and I removed the old cord. It's just not to code anymore. We're going to get rid of that, and we do have a new cord. It's a nice 3-wire protected end, nice coated cord. And I had to get a new lamp socket. But this is nice, and it's actually a 3-way lamp. And I ended up getting, I don't know what I did with them, but I got a 3-way bulb. Yeah. So yeah, we have the socket and the cover. It goes over, but that's okay. It comes with instructions. So we'll use that, and we'll figure out where our 3-way lamp went. We'll find it. But first, I'd remove the old wire, and then you see the hole right here. The most important thing is to remember to go through that hole, because I can't tell you how many times I've rewired the socket and then realized that I didn't actually go into the hole. I had to, oh, there it is. This is the 3-way light bulbs. Put that right there. Yeah, so, and yeah, that's a bummer. So we want to go through here. And what I do is I make sure that everything is going to fit back up. I think I'm going to get a razor to do that. And I'm going to cut this extra plastic off. So I just have a pair of shears. And I'm going to cut that down. Easy peasy. I always keep them shut afterwards. All right. I'm also going to give myself a little bit more room on the wire itself. Well, let me look at this first. Let's take a look at this. These have a different kind of tip on them. I think I'm going to go to the old-fashioned way. So right here, I'm just putting the wire in until I find the spot where it's close, and it's going to just cut off the plasticky rubber tip. Oh no, I wish I didn't do that. Clockwise, so that when you screw it down, it doesn't unscrew. See how the wire started to fray? I'm going to loosen it and I'm going to push that down. And then I'm going to get my electrical tape and I'm going to tape that. All right. Did I do it right, or do I have to take it apart again? So it has to go through this. Okay, so I had to purchase everything again. I purchased a new socket and wire. It has a heavy gauge wire, but it's not cloth covered. And then I went and I actually ordered a couple of the 8-inch hasps. I believe that the lamp is missing some parts. It's always good to read the instructions. Don't cut these off. I love the way that's made because if you needed to tear it, you could tear it right down the middle without disturbing the actual wire underneath, unlike the one that I just threw away, where you need a special tool to be able to wire it. The new socket has a set screw, and so what I did was I loosened that set screw, and it has threading on the inside. I'm going to leave it loosened like this. The new setup comes with a short nipple, a couple of nuts, and a washer, a pressure washer kind of thing. I have the old nipple from the lamp that failed me, or the setup that failed me, with a kind of a locking washer, I should say. I have the new socket. I have to take this apart to be able to actually wire it and see how it comes apart like this. I'm going to do that again. It comes together. So I'm just going to pull it apart. I'm going to pull out the actual socket. And the socket cover, just like the other one, has a little bit of cardboard on the inside to prevent any wiring from touching metal. I am not going to remove these ends, but I will just kind of bring this down a little bit just to make sure. Identify the neutral conductor by looking for the rib or ribbing on the insulation. You see the ribbing there? We can see that. I have the new hasp, so I am going to just take it apart. I'm going to pull these up first, these little lock things. I'm going to push that together and pull that apart. It says to thread the lock nut onto the opposite end Thread the nipple into the existing until 1/4 of an inch extends beyond adapter. I don't actually know what that means. It just seems so fragile to have it that way, but I don't know. Let me turn this to the flat way. So let's lock this down like this so that I have the lock washer in between of the hasp. Seems like that would hold it better, right? So now I'm going to hold my hand on the bottom of the nipple and then it does, it fits nice and tightly. I had the wrong setup when I was doing the first one, as far as the hasp was never going to work correctly because I just didn't have the right parts. So I'm just going to fish this through. Okay, there we go. Okay, we've split the wire a little bit, and it says to do an underwriter's knot, and it says as shown in the diagram. Now there's no diagram of it, so somebody forgot to put a paper in there, but you know, that's how it is now. Let's see, we want to do one side under, one side over, and I believe it's something like this. You pull this way, and you pull this way. I'm not good at demoing this stuff because I'm just not good enough at it, but that's what you want. I probably left it too long, but we'll figure that out afterwards. That way it won't fall back and it won't hit anything. It's all nice and protected. So the ribbed one is right here. This one we decided had the ribs. I am going to loosen this. I'm going to make a little hook in this. Okay, I made a little hook in there. And I'm going to hook it. This is the ribbed one. It's going to hook over the brass screw. Its direction is bent clockwise because when you tighten that screw, you don't want it to back fray on you. So you want it to tighten in the direction you're going. Something to work with. There we go. I just bent that over. Now I am going to tighten it clockwise, of course. And the screw is going to tighten over the end of this. Okay. So in the end, I might have to loosen this a little bit, but that's okay. We'll manage that. Now we take the part that's not ribbed, and I'm going to bend it over into a little hook. Okay. Aha. Oops. All it does is just cover the tip like that. Now, because I have so much room here, I don't want to have to wind that wire over on the inside. So I am going to kind of loosen this underwriter's knot. There, now I can push it back through. And I want to start thinking about, you know, where is my switch going to be? Here's the back of the lamp where the wire comes out. So I'm going to place that to the back of me so that I'm looking at it. And I want the switch to be, of course, in front. maybe a little bit to the right side because I'm right-handed. And so I'm going to place it like that. This is the top part of the socket that goes over everything. And then this little slot fits over the switch. So, and if you want to adjust this at any time, you can. That just fits snugly inside. And I'm just going to turn it one more time. Hopefully that's off. And yeah, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. And now I can put the hasp on. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. That's great. That's fantastic. All right, let's go see if it works. It's a three-way light bulb. Beautiful. So I can reach in. Aw, look how cute that is. Sweet, 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 sweet. Lamp wiring are dummies. So, just to say, things don't always appear easy, but just don't give up. Read the directions, take your time. Try not to blow through materials like I did. I did save that cloth covered cord and I will use it on another application. But be aware of that when you are rewiring lamps, just to make sure that you get exactly what you want and what you need. Yeah, I hope that helps you, least of all, to become more confident in trying it. Don't work with a plug plugged in. Make sure everything is unplugged. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. I wish you all good and beautiful things. Thanks for watching. Is this right?